All right, Time Magazine has named the architect of AI as the person, or let's say persons of the year. And of all the challenges now facing AI, I think maybe this leaps to the top. I mean, of course, we know about the time cover jinx. The remarkable track record for derailing success. I want to bring in now Futurum Group, their chief market strategist, Shay Boloor. All right, Shay, now the magazine cover, this whole bad luck thing is not just for Time. It goes around, for Time, no, it goes back to 1947. You know, here's the thing. It's obviously optimistic, it harkens back to a time when America was becoming preeminent or distancing itself from the rest of the world, a time when we all, felt good about things. But I think the irony right now is there's a lot more people who maybe fear AI. Is that justified?
No, I mean, I'm sure those old jinxes or previous hype stories were about themes driven by sentiment, not trillions of dollars of real CapEx. And we're also seeing the fundamentals being shown up everywhere. Data center demand, power build-outs, entire industries reorganizing around automation and inference. So to me, that's not magazine cover euphoria. It's real industrialization.
So then let me bring up a counter to that. A stock called Oracle, having a pretty rough session, has had a pretty good rough 2 or 3 months. I know it's not a name that you've ever promoted on this show that you say you like, but it is central to the AI story these days. Some are calling it AI proxy. So how does that fit into this, hey, maybe there's no jinx thing?
Listen, I mean, Oracle's quarter was very messy, and that's why the stock sold off. They missed revenue at the exact moment the market wanted proof that their massive AI backlog was actually turning into real monetization. At the same time, margins tightened, CapEx exploded. I think it was $20 billion in the first 6 months. So it made the AI build out look very heavy. But if you look underneath the noise, and if you actually go to the additional layer, the AI demand is very real. RPO numbers at $500 billion. GPU consumption is up around 200%, and Oracle is delivering Blackwell at global scale. So the long story depends, though, entirely on OCI proving it can convert that backlog into revenue without crushing margins, and I think they can do it.
All right, let's look to 2026 because, you're a great stock picker. That's one of the reasons I found you, and you've been so great. Just for the audience and those listening on radio, DigitalOcean is one you like, DOCN, Mercado Libre, Free Markets, MELI, Rocket Labs, RKLB, Meta, and of course, EOS Energy Enterprises. Let me just zero in on 3 of them. Mercado Libre, I just got out it with my subscribers, I think at 2,400. I'm looking for a place to re-enter. To me, it looks like a screaming buy on paper, but the stock hasn't been acting great.
Yeah, I mean, Mercado Libre is basically the Amazon, PayPal, and DoorDash of Latin America. They run the entire digital ecosystem, like shopping, payments, credit, and delivery for the whole region. So I think the exciting part of those economies is their biggest countries, Brazil and Argentina, is the growth engines for Mercado Libre. And I think the digital product explosion that those countries will experience in the next 5+ years is severely undervalued right now. And I think that MELI is just experiencing an emerging market, like the taste Italy isn't there right now, but they're going to be benefiting substantially in the next 5 years.
All right, the flip side, let's go from South America to Africa. Jumia, listen, this stock was really hot, super duper hot stock not long ago. It crashed big time. Full disclosure, I own it. I think I'm going to make 5 to 10 times on my money on it, but it is volatile and it's something I've been intimidated about telling other people to buy. Why do you like it here?
I mean, Jumia is finally operating like a real marketplace. Like, what makes it exciting is that it's a $1 billion market cap leader showing real operating leverage in one of the youngest and fastest growing consumer markets on the planet in Africa. Orders are rising, cost per delivery is falling, and the business is moving toward profitability much faster than expected. If Jumia does hit profitability in 2026, then the re-rating will be explosive because this is just a $1 billion company, and the runway is massive.
Yeah, I'm telling you, folks out there who want to take the risk, I think that it could be a gargantuan win. I got a minute to go. IREN is a name. Our audience loves it. They're in it. They've made a ton of money in the stock, but now I'm seeing more and more negative chatter about NeoCloud. Why is that wrong?
Listen, in the AI era, power and compute is the new gold, and IREN owns it. And they just raised billions at a 0% coupon, which basically tells me that the institutions want them to grow. And the bottleneck for AI is power, and that's only going to accelerate as AI data center buildouts continue for years to come.
All right, and quickly, Amazon. Amazon's been choppy. You like it here?
I mean, what makes Amazon different is that it monetizes intent, not scrolling. Like when you're on Amazon, you're there to buy, and that's what makes their ads extremely powerful and profitable. At the same time, AWS is treated like it's a laggard. It's not.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
2026 is going to flex that muscle, and it's going to be doing just fine, more than fine.
I stumbled into an AWS event in Las Vegas. I got to tell you, it was electric. There was a bunch of companies there, Datadog and all these others, Mercado Libre, not Mercado Libre, Mungo. It was phenomenal. Talked to a few people. I think you're right, Shay, as usual. Hey, have a good weekend, my man. We'll talk to you soon.
You too, Charles. Happy holidays.